The laziest generation of young people are being raised right now. And a lot of y'all damn parents is y'all fault. You know why? Because they go out here and they feel entitled, like somebody owe them something.
They want you to think, oh no, you just gotta work harder. You just gotta put in more work, put in more hours, and you'll get the money, you'll get the house. No, bro, no. That was during your time, not my time. My time, everybody got money and don't got money. It don't make no sense. Your time, everybody had no money but had everything. My time, everybody got money and don't got shit. The generational divide in the black community. Damn. Video by Exo Speaks, man. Let's just hop right into it, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on in my community, man, but at least some of my brothers are standing up for this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on.
Y'all quick to fuck with your own people. Y'all quick to go in homes in your own neighborhood and rob them blind. Y'all quick to pull the trigger on your own people. And what get me the most, you got some of y'all elders, bruh, out here busting their ass to make a living, man.
I strongly agree with you, OG. Y'all talking to the YNs. I want to know who raised them. All facts, no caps.
9 times out of 10, when I have a negative interaction within my own community, it's Gen X black men. I'm only 28 years old, and I feel like an OG in my own community because I know the men that came before me don't have much to provide. Y'all are sad, bitter, and holding on to systems of white supremacy.
In case you don't know, Gen X is before millennials, which millennials are Gen Y, and then me, I'm Gen Z, Zoomers. I don't even think Gen X is boomers. They boomers before Gen X. So yeah, just to clarify that.
Y'all are homophobic, transphobic, perpetuate patriarchy. Y'all compete with younger black men while preying on younger black women. Y'all ignore the kids and don't provide them any guidance. Y'all have used and abused the women of your generation while ignoring the older generation. And the only people in this world that you show respect to is white men.
Damn.
So lately I've been noticing that there's been a lot of discourse between Gen X and Gen Z. And a lot of times it's hard for us to express how we feel on both sides without it turning into an argument. On one end, there's the people that are extremely closed-minded and don't want to hear anything you have to say. And then on the other side, there are the people that want to have an open, honest conversation about what's really going on. And when you have a situation like that, sometimes it makes it difficult to have that honest conversation. So one argument I hear a lot from Gen X is they feel as though we're out of control and unhinged. They feel like how they grew up and how we're growing up now is completely different. A lot of times they say we're unhinged emotionally, mentally, and we don't listen to any type of authority.
I do not bother young niggas that'll kill you because I know they don't understand consequences. They don't understand 17, 19 years old, if I kill you, I'm gonna get caught. They still think they can get away like the video game. On Grand Theft Auto, when they outrun the police and go hide and put the code in and it reset and the siren go off. The 19, 20-year-old think life is like that.
This for the YNs, for real. I'm tired of y'all, like for real. It's 80, 90 degrees, y'all coming in the stores with the ski mask on and the hoodie. I don't know what type of time you on. Back in the day, somebody came in the store like that, you knew what time it was. But y'all, sometimes y'all chilling. I be confused. Like, should I stay in here? Should I get up out of here for real? I be like, man, fuck them snacks.
When did it become acceptable to be a shitty human being? I'm 50-something years old, and I know for a fact, for the longest time, it wasn't acceptable. Something was gonna happen to you. And there was a range of consequences, with the most severe being violence. But something weird has happened, man. It's like it's acceptable.
They trying to survive. And what you little motherfuckers do, y'all go in there breaking their car. Steal all they motherfucking tools. And I'm saying that because that's what just happened to me. You little motherfuckers, I'm going to tell you something. When they start drafting, I hope they come get all you motherfuckers. And you ones that say I ain't going, lock your ass up. Immigrants, y'all ain't got to worry about it. Latino, Spanish, y'all ain't got to worry about shit. I'm going after these motherfuckers. I'm tired of this shit. This shit got to stop.
Bro, I got into it with a YN earlier. This nigga sized me like he could fight or something. Y'all think y'all so gangster, right? But if y'all get in the interrogation room, 95% of y'all gonna tell, bro.
Sometimes they do have a point when it comes to these YNs, if you even want to call it that. Personally, I hate that term. But sometimes they can act unhinged and out of control. You've seen it, I've seen it. There is a small part of the black community that acts like this, and honestly, it's terrible. And I can see how people can become frustrated with this type of behavior, especially when you're targeting people in your own community. The elders, just working class citizens, and people that look like you.
Could you show us how it looks to steal a car?
I can show you inside your car.
What?
This is not one of those weird black fatigue videos that those racist white people make, but I'm showing you this as an example of, okay, I see the point of what they're trying to say. Another issue that they have with us is our fashion.
But the thing is though, who came before Gen Z? And I ain't talking about Gen Y. X came before Z. Y'all the motherfuckers who raised us. You feel me? The Gen Z, the YNs that you're seeing now spawns from a world that produced it. You feel me? You can't blame the effect without the cause. You get what I'm saying? And then even the cause, it goes well back before even Gen X. You know what I'm saying? It goes to the heart of America. You know what I'm saying? And the history that this country has with its black people. You know? So attacking the younger generation for that is insane to me. You know? When it's deeper roots for the reasons that they're even doing the shit that they were doing, that they are doing. And the reason that y'all did the similar shit in y'all time. Put that in perspective for one, actually. You know what I'm saying? But when shit don't improve, what do you expect when the next generation comes? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not blaming Gen X that this is Gen X's fault. It's really America's fault. But that's what they need to understand that shit from. You know? There's only so much you can do until you literally have to look at the source and be like, yeah, this right here is the issue. Not this. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, until we acknowledge that.
And our work ethic. Now for the fashion part, I could definitely attest to this because in one of my previous videos, I had on a do-rag with the top flipped up and it looked like it was a bonnet. It was a lot of Gen X people in my comments going crazy. Couldn't even focus on the video because of what I was wearing on my head. They said it wasn't manly.
But you can't tell that it's a do-rag?
You don't tell this little ass nothing. That's the most disrespectful motherfucker in the world. He say he won't get naked on stage. Nigga, they got kids to watch that shit. Niggas be taking it too far. Nigga, go suck a on IG, nigga. Get f***ing nigga.
Getting naked on stage is too far, but you should go suck dick on IG and get fucked in your ass. Like his words, not mine. So, okay.
And that goes back into what I was saying earlier about how they say when they were coming up, things were much different than how they are now for us. When they were coming up, you wouldn't see a man wearing a bonnet or a do-rag in that type of style. But now it's a lot more acceptable. During that time, you wouldn't see a black man be so openly gay. It was frowned upon. Now things are a lot different and it's a lot more accepted. And to be honest, it's even become normalized. And a lot of people in Gen X don't understand that, yet alone agree with it. When it comes to work ethic, I see a lot of Gen X people say that we're lazy because we don't work as many hours as they may have when they were coming up, or because we'll take like a mental health day, for example.
You know, a thing I've realized with the different generations, even in my own generation, you know, you really only live in your generation for real during childhood. What do you mean, AB? This is what I mean. For us Gen Zs, right, that grew up in the 2000s and shit like that, you know, and now we're 20, in our 20s, we're looking back at the nostalgia and it's like, damn, bro, life was good. Stuff like that, right? That's why I really feel like you're living in your generation. And then now me at 20, I'm low-key living in Gen Alpha generation. I'm Gen Z, but, you know, I hope that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. But the world, I feel like the world changes every 10 years. You get what I'm saying? I feel like every 10, 15 years, the world changes. Culture changes, a whole plethora, you know what I'm saying? Like, even today, it's January 13th. Look at January 13th in 2016 versus today. Tell me it's not different. Now go back to 2006. Tell me it's not different. You get what I'm saying? I feel like each generation has that. And you just have a certain culture you had here. Now we have a different culture here and a different culture here. You know what I'm saying? It's a different culture in 2006, different culture in 2016, different culture in 2026. It'll be a whole different culture in 2036. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every 10 years it's always a different type of culture, or at least more than half the culture changes. And in another 10 years, the whole thing actually is a full on shift. You know, that's why I feel like it is. But you got to get to the point where you just get with the times, bro. You know, everything in the world has to adapt to today's culture. It has to adapt to the times. Even religion has adapted to the times. Study church history, study Christian history, study Muslim history, study Jewish history. You're going to see how they always change with the times. You get what I'm saying? So, let me stop talking.
They see that as complete BS. It's not all of them, but I do hear this a lot from them. They were taught to just work super hard, tough it out, and keep going. Vacations were pretty much non-existent for them, and taking off from work was very rare.
In the United States of America, the laziest generation of young people are being raised right now. And a lot of y'all damn parents is y'all fault. You know why? Because they go out here and they feel entitled, like somebody owe them something. Like they need to be given something. Like they little babies, they softer than a damn marshmallow.
But that's what you get when you're raised to think, oh, when you get to the age 20, you'll be able to buy your first house. You'll be able to have a 2-car garage. You'll be able to have a white picket fence and a nuclear family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had that shit 50, 60 years ago when y'all was my age in the early 20s. You feel me? Then fast forward about 30 years later, why does the housing market go from, oh, a house is about $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to add 2 more zeros, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. You know what I'm saying? And we work the same amount, but we're not making the same money. So of course it's gonna be like, bruh, what the fuck? But then we get shamed for not working hard enough. Even when we work harder than what you've worked, we still don't make not even more than what we did if we just worked the equal amount that you worked during your peaking time. You know what I'm saying? But they don't think about that though. They think the world is still how it was when they were our age, when it's not. That's why I just went through the little ramble about culture and the different generations. Because, bro, I feel like that's real shit. Like, every generation has that shift. You know what I'm saying? I think in a couple years, we finna start birthing Generation Beta. I'm not making these names up. You can search this shit up. They already have the names for almost all the generations, at least for the next, I think, like 20 years. So the next 2 generations. You know, the one after Z is Alpha. Then there's Beta. I think the one after Beta is Delta, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, times are gonna change. You know what I'm saying? And it's only gonna get hard for Alpha. It's only gonna get hard for Beta. You know, but they want you to think, oh no, you just gotta work harder. You just gotta put in more work, put in more hours, and you'll get the money. You'll get the house. No, bro, no. That was during your time, not my time. My time, everybody got money and don't got money. It don't make no sense. Your time, everybody had no money but had everything. My time, everybody got money, don't got shit. You know what I'm saying? But they want to tell you, they want to tell us Gen Zers, you need to work harder. Fuck out of here, bro.
Some of these young people that's coming out now, 17, 18, 19 years old, big old damn babies.
If you look at the interactions on this video, it just goes to show you that a lot of people agree with what he's saying. The only reason why you're not seeing more videos like this on the internet is because Gen X isn't really active on social media. They don't really make content. They're more so behind the scenes, the ones that may comment on videos or watch them, but they're not really super active on there. And another point, a lot of them feel like we just don't respect them, especially with the internet being so accessible to everybody nowadays. You got podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, different places where you can gain knowledge. A lot of them feel as though their wisdom is not valued and they're not respected as human beings, not just for that reason, but also because of how we treat them, maybe certain looks that we may give them, and just how we speak to them. One of the biggest issues with Gen X is they expect you to follow everything that they say with no context or no explanation behind it, even when it doesn't make any sense at all. And when I say that, that usually goes for a lot of parents. A lot of them usually have the attitude of do what I say or it's going to be consequences behind it. And in a black household, if you even ask a question about what you were told to do, it's seen as disrespect.
Why do you think parents say because I said so?
I feel like it could either mean that they know that what they're saying isn't right, so they just say that.
If they're telling you to do something and they say because I said so, why would they tell you to do something wrong?
All I know is sometimes parents don't know like how to like deal with situations other than how they were treated when they were kids. And it can be where their parents told them because they said so. And it's like, oh, that's all I know, so I'm gonna just treat my kid like this.
I come from the era of, when you think about it, she made a beautiful point. You know, all of our parents are first-time parents. They never been parents before. And the only foundation they know to run off of is their own parents, your grandparents. You know what I'm saying? For example, someone close to me, you know, we had a conversation and, you know, his mother, or I guess really his grandmother, right, raised his mother in a way where it was like super strict, it was super confined, you know what I'm saying? And then it was really just that as far back as you go, you know what I'm saying? His mother was the breaking point, you know, and once his mother got out of, you know, their family dynamic situation, she made a vow to herself saying, I'm never going to treat my kids like that. You know what I'm saying? So instead of being strict, she was more loose. She was more freeing, letting him do what he wanted to do, right? Then, you know, in our conversation, he had a talk and he was like, yeah, you know, I appreciate what my mom did, but sometimes I feel like she should have been a little more strict. Sometimes I wish she was a little more strict. And, you know, it's interesting because it's like, But the reason I bring that up is because humans raise kids in ways that they were raised. What do I mean by that? However your parents raised you is most likely how you're gonna raise your kids. You know what I'm saying? Apart from the traumatic shit. Like if you were abused as a child, you're not really gonna grow up to abuse your children when you grow up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna put in effort not to abuse them. But in turn, you might abuse them in different ways. Per se, like this. If your parents abused you verbally and mentally, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna make an effort not to abuse your children verbally or mentally, but you might just end up abusing them physically. God forbid. You know what I'm saying? God forbid, obviously. But I hope you get what I'm going at with this. You know, so she makes a valid point. You know what I'm saying? That's all we have to go off of. Pretty valid point. I'm not gonna lie. She made a beautiful point.
So nowadays parents want to explain it. Now granted, there are times where you're gonna want to tell your kid, yo, this is why, because my pops off the rip, there ain't no explanation. It would be because I said so. Then he'll let it die. Then he'll bust back around. You know why I did what I did?
And that's why we need hella trauma therapy. As an adult, if I can't explain it, then I fail. But just because I explained it doesn't mean I don't stand on it. I grew up in that era too, and asking why was a form of talking back. Point is, you don't question your parents or elders. There's a reason why they're telling you to do something. Just do it. And it's crazy because honestly, sometimes we're just genuinely curious about why we should be doing that. A lot of Gen Z grew up watching parents working nonstop with no emotional availability. We grew up around adults who shut down conversations about mental health. Especially in a black community, mental health is like taboo to even bring up, and family members who struggle to break generational habits. So a lot of times we inherited instability, trauma, poor financial habits, outdated relationship beliefs, and we also inherited respect your elders even if they're disrespectful to you. And the crazy part is y'all created the environment that we grew up in, but now you want to criticize how we behave in that said environment. And from our perspective, they want respect, but they rarely offer any type of understanding. Another issue is Gen Z just doesn't see Gen X as
beautiful point, bro. Beautiful point. You know what I'm saying? That really puts the nail in the coffin for real. You know, that's why I was saying earlier, like, you have this whole entire generation that raised these people, these human beings. Then when these human beings get to the age that they were and start acting different, it's wrong. But it's like, nigga, this is the foundation you gave us, though. How is it my fault? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Models as much anymore. Especially in the black community, there's a lack of guidance that's needed in order for us to succeed in today's world. A lot of advice that y'all give us is to work hard, just stick it out, stop asking questions, do what I say with no context or no explanation behind it. But with the problems that we're facing nowadays, that stuff does not work anymore. We're dealing with inflation that's out of control. We're dealing with college tuition that makes no sense. We're dealing with toxic hustle culture, social media pressures, AI replacing people's jobs, lack of job security. And a lot of times what we need is mentorship. We don't need lectures. And a lot of times that's what we get from Gen X. And not to mention, sometimes the role models that we have, we act more mature than you are.
Oh, y'all know what time it is. Y'all already know. 41 years old, all that shit. Folks, y'all know what time it is. It's busting out here. Yeah, motherfucker. Y'all know what it is.
Lakers, Jazz, and wine ass, nigga. Pull out some money, though. Pull out some money, though. Pull out some money, though, nigga. Bitch ass, nigga, pull out some money. Pull out. I'll hit you on your goddamn head, nigga. Pull out some money, nigga. I'll hit you on your goddamn head. Pussy ass, nigga. Hit you on your goddamn head.
This is Gen X, though. This is Gen X, though. You know what I'm saying? But if it was a YN up there, oh my God, this generation doesn't know what they're doing. This generation is lost. Da 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 da. Makes no fucking sense. But they can do it on their own time, and no one should say a word, right?
Give a damn about my people. Mr. White. The white fuck my people. I don't give a damn about my people. Come on, you right there, bro. You right here. Charles. They wasted my time bringing me here.
Charleston White is such a cool, bro.
Damn, man. Fucking with me about my people. Y'all don't even care about y'all people. Go talk to your grandmama then.
We was so happy about systematic racism.
They wasted my time. Fuck racism. I don't believe in racism.
Get that card to Mr. White, big dog.
I don't believe, man. I don't believe.
God bless y'all, man.
I have a lot of respect, tremendous amounts of respect for Gen X. Without you all, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in today. I'm sure you all did the best that you could with what you had. So I never wanted to come across as if I'm disrespecting you all or as if I don't appreciate the contributions.
But you need to know that I'm doing the best with what I have as well. Because I don't have what you had at my age. That's what they need to understand.
You made towards the community. And then not to mention, you all had to deal with a lot too. Mass incarceration, the crack era, systematic racism, just a whole bunch of things that kind of got swept under the rug and nobody really talks about anymore, but was really important and it held a lot of you guys back during that time. Y'all did the best with what you had, and it's always going to be respected and appreciated.
Simple as that, you know. It just needs to be a conversation, you know, and just understand where the other party is coming from, you know. I'm not saying Gen Z start disrespecting Gen X. Fuck no, because without them niggas, Gen Y wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even be here. So I ain't saying don't respect them people. I ain't saying that. You know what I'm saying? But also, they need to understand where we coming from too. You know what I'm saying? We live in an entirely different world. My nigga, you would think this is a whole different earth. You get what I'm saying? Than 30 years ago, bruh. You know? Different world that they was living in versus what we live in. I just want them to understand that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really got to be. Just understand each other. But we don't got to divide in the community for that to happen. That's where I draw the line. Because at the end of the day, that's still my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's still my black brother. That's still my black sister, whether we in a different generation or not. You know what I'm saying? We share the same skin tone, so we share the same colors. I mean, struggles. I meant to say struggles, but same color too. So boom. You know, but yeah, man, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments down below, man. Let's have a conversation about this. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace out.